Hello, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us at the Los Angeles Public Library online for America Saves Week. This is the first of 4 America Saves Week programs we'll be doing. Today is on Your Spending and Saving Plan, presented by Vernell Taylor, who's coming up in a minute. On Wednesday, we have another program at noon on the same channel called Managing Debt. And on Friday, there's one at noon called Your Savings, presented again at 12:30 in Spanish, Tus Horas. So, I'm Daniel Torres. I'm one of the librarians at the Edendale Branch Library. These America Saves Week programs are things we used to do in person, but of course this year we're doing them online. And like all the library branches around town and the Central Library, we're all doing a lot of online programming. At Edendale, we have a lot of fun online programs. Every Monday at 11 a.m., our children's librarian, Miss Allison, does a wonderful story time, and you should email the branch to join that, eden@lapl.org. Every Thursday, we have a film group that meets. We watch films on the library's streaming service and discuss them. We also have a monthly book club called the Good Trouble Reading Group and a monthly classical concert series online. You can find out about all that if you look up Edendale Branch Library and look at our calendar, or email this address, and we will send you the links to join those programs. They're a lot of fun. So today, we are going to be talking about Your Spending and Saving Plan with our representative from the Alliance for Economic Inclusion. I am pleased to present your presenter, Vernell Taylor.
Good afternoon. Financial education is essential for the average family or anyone trying to decide how to balance his budget or saving their money. Did you know that 23% of Americans have emergency savings to cover 6 months of their expenses? Yes, I am Vernell Taylor, the Community Outreach Specialist, Corporate Social Responsibility. Today, we're going to cover your spending and savings plan. Making a monthly spending and savings plan. First, I want to start off, what is savings? Refers to the amount left over after an individual's consumer and spending is subtracted from the amount of their income earned in a given period of time. Savings can be used to increase income through investing. Is spending less money the same as saving money? Only if you save what you didn't spend. Saving is setting aside money today for the future. To build savings, spend less money and put some or all of what you didn't spend into a savings account. Why save money? Saving money is important because it helps protect you in the event of a financial emergency that allows you to enjoy greater security in your life. I feel that having that cushion in regular or recurring expenses give you that peace of mind. Like experience this current pandemic crisis we're going through, or the freedom to do what you want to do. Most of all, creating that habit to save. Setting the goals, building financial health, emergencies, times with less income or more expenses, peace of mind. And you may have other reasons why you want to save money, but again, most of all, you want to assure you keep that mindset to save your money. Once you have the understanding, you can meet those goals. Building blocks of a spending and saving plan. Keep in mind that providing financial stability for your whole family is one of the most important things you can do for your family and yourself. Before spending more on wants, focus on securing your foundation. I repeat, before spending more on wants, focus on securing your foundation. Let's talk about income and expenses. Compare income and expenses. Understand where your money is going. Make adjustments. Understand the income is the money you receive. Expenses is how you use your income. After you pay your rent, your mortgage, your car expenses, cell phone, all the other expenses, and all your expenses, and you receive your monthly income. You want to understand where your money is going. Will you need to make adjustments? So we want to start with having an understanding. Well, now we want to make a plan. It's called like a budget. There's 3 sections: your net income, your expenses. And once you have that established, you're going to do a comparison. So you want to start off by filling out a spending plan. First, you want to start with your past monthly amount, complete planned monthly amount, compare total net income and total expenses. And if you need to make changes, you want to go back and see what you need to make adjustments for. Now you need to compare your total net income minus your total expenses. My net income minus my total expenses. If the difference is 0, your income equals your expenses. Means you're breaking even. If you're positive, you have more income than expenses. Meaning that you can put more money in the savings account. Maybe you have a more spending privilege. So you're in a positive. Negative, you have more expenses than income. That can be a problem. So if you're negative, and I know things happen, what are we going to do? So what does happen? Start planning now. And start planning now when it happens. Only half of Americans say that they can cover monthly expenses and bills without difficulty. More than we could, especially during this crisis, this pandemic. Many unexpected financial challenges were experienced. So why not start setting up this weekly ideal planning when money runs short? Very important. There are daily and weekly ideals that you can do. Record your savings, sharing, and spending. Collect your change, other ideals. Once you set up that daily, now you're going to go into your weekly envelope system, weekly money check-in, other ideals. Envelope system really stands out for me. The envelope system is a way to track exactly how much money you have in each budget category for the month by keeping your cash tucked away. In an envelope, you might want to label with different goals. So for instance, your groceries, gas, gifts, birthdays, house items, holidays. This is cash. This is tangible, so you see it. So when you tuck it away and put it in your envelope, you have the opportunity to check it, go back, make an adjustments, do your weekly check-in. Very important. Now, once that money is gone, it's gone. So you didn't do any spending over. Now you can start over and create again. You want to go back to the daily or the weekly. This may work for some, this may not work for some, but I thought the envelope system really works. And I actually do it myself. So, you tuck it away and you have that goal and you're comfortable and you're not doing it overspending. And you also want to make sure that the monthly ideal. Monthly is important. You want to review your budget on a regular basis to be sure you are on track. You want to conduct a monthly review, have a monthly goal setting session, celebrate success, prepare for taxes, and other ideals that you may come up with when you're doing your monthly planning. Now that you tracked and plan your money, what are the results? Do you need to increase your income? Well, you can help cover expenses by save or share. So if you need to increase your income, maybe you have a valuable item, a special art item, or maybe a car because now you're going to generate some additional income. This is a situation you may need to generate more income. So maybe you want to sell something or occasionally have a few garage sales. Now that's online. So you can be creative, be in the virtual world, technology is taking over. So you can utilize some of those methods versus a physical garage sale. Virtual is important as well. Or ongoing. Maybe you have a part-time job or get a part-time job, a second job, seasonal, holidays. We have 4 seasons in a year, and there's different seasons that go on throughout the year. So maybe you can create and set up jobs during that time, and that's extra income for you. Something to really think about. Long-term workforce development. Maybe you want to go back to school, get a trade, maybe create a small business, or maybe sit down with your boss. Say, hey, I need a promotion. I want to develop my skills. I'm in a situation right now, I want to increase my income. So these are the options. And there's maybe other ways to increase your income, but these are some of the things I might want to mention here. Now, now we're in a situation we may want to decrease our income. I'm sorry. Decreasing expenses. So think about needs and wants. So, needs and wants. When you're having the situation where you might want to buy a car, for an example, you want to understand your needs and wants. You may need a new car and you want to purchase a car. So you may not want to go buy a Mercedes. Maybe you can purchase a Toyota, something that makes sense. You want to conserve your money. So understand your wants and needs are very important at the time of you want to save your money or decrease your expenses, because we can't do that right now, but you can when you set that goal later. So this is why we're creating these habits, changing the mindset, having understanding what we need to do. So then we'll make an adjustment. What can you renegotiate? Maybe you want to renegotiate with your bills. Whatever that case may be, adjustment is required. Or just do without. What can you eliminate? Now a lot of things are streaming. If you have cable, you might want to just eliminate cable, because right now it may cost you a little bit more. It's $100 approximate. I don't know, 120, depends on what plan, but you may not need that. So that's another thing you can think about eliminate. So sit down with the family and think about what can we eliminate to decrease our expenses. So remember the takeaways. These are the tools and skills to utilize to manage your money. Use a monthly spending and saving guide, how to use your money. When money is in short, so reminder, I talked about decreasing, increasing, and we get in situation when money is in short, not having enough money. Everyone goes through times when money is tight. And in the wake of the crisis, coronavirus, it seems like these times are hitting people harder than ever. Will you turn to your savings account? Maybe you don't have a savings account. Have a savings account or build for emergency yet? What can you do? So, as I mentioned earlier, increase your income, decrease expenses, contact your creditors, ask for assistance with your bills. Call your lenders and ask about what type of hardship assistance they can offer. Maybe this is if you have a retirement fund day, you maybe want to borrow from. I don't highly recommend, but if it's in a situation, because right now there might not be a penalty due to the crisis that's what's going on. So there's an opportunity that you can utilize those monies now. Do you have a talent, as I mentioned earlier? Do you have a hobby? We call it a side hustle. Create that into where you can make some money. So these are the things that you're thinking about. What can we do to increase our income when we come into situations? So reach out for help. Prioritize what you want to pay first. Prioritizing based on what might happen. Put what's first on what might happen. You want to make good decisions and judgments. Making choice which bills to pay in full, pay partially, or pay late. Pay attention to consequences that may prevent you from earning income, jeopardize your shelter, impact health or ability to live independently. Could result in a loss of your assets. So we want to make good judgment. We don't want to make a judgment that can hinder our situation. We want to improve our situation. It's very, very important. And always ask for help if you're not sure. Very, very important. This is why you're here today and listening to this presentation, have an understanding how I'll make better decisions and better judgment. Financial education is very important. We want to be able to learn and move forward in our life and be financially savvy. Remember, prioritize which bills to pay first when money is short. Take action. Also want to mention, have a SMART goal. I want to leave you with having a SMART goal. Be specific. Narrow down for effective planning. Measurable. What evidence you can prove by making your progress. Is it attainable? Make sure you can reasonably accomplish your goal within a certain time frame. Is it relevant? Is your goals align with your values and long-term objectives? Time bound. Set a realistic ending date. What makes sense? Take action. What will you do? How will I do it? Will I share my plans with anyone? If so, who? And there's a reference here at the bottom of the screen. Visit fdic.gov/education to learn more. Thank you. Now we're going to move into, well, I'm not sure we're going to do questions and answers now, but I wanted to talk about some other tools that we can utilize in saving our money.
Hey, I don't have a lot of questions yet, but I have some in mind. If you want to go ahead and finish, I will ask you some in a little bit.
Okay, great. Thank you again. So now we will cover a tool to remind us why it's important to save and change your mindset. So American Save is here to support you, and LA Saves. It's a campaign to managed by the nonprofit Consumer Federation of America. Seeks to motivate, encourage, and support low to moderate income households to save your money, reduce debt, and build wealth. The research-based campaign uses the principles of behavioral economics and social marketing to change behavior. So be ready to take out your cell phone, because this is a tool that we want to utilize. We want to start small and think big. Almost everyone can save. You need to set a goal, more likely to succeed. Make that plan. Twice more likely to succeed those who do not. So think about that. If you don't make the plan, you may not be able to be as successful if you are making that plan. Save automatically. Pay yourself first. That's important too. Pay yourself first. Make that on the top of the line. When you set your expenses, paying yourself first is part of one of your expenses. Prime methods for pledging. So pledge to save. This is a tool that you can utilize. We're not using your sensitive information. This is a tool that will remind you. You're going to make a commitment to yourself, save money, reduce debt, and build wealth over time. So what it's going to require if you want to make this pledge? You're going to need a valid email address to pledge. And you may say, well, how do I pledge? So there's options. You can go lasaves.org. It'll be English or Spanish optional. If we were in person, there's an option where you can scan the QR code. Or, like I said, take out your phones and you will text 877-877 LA Saves, and that one's for English. I'm not sure if it's Spanish, but that one's English as well. You want to save money. We want to help. Again, text LA Saves to 877-877 to pledge to save. And we'll go a little bit more details on how you're going to do that. You're going to click on English or the Spanish tab. Once you have it open, you're going to enter your name, choose a goal, enter the amount per month, and enter how many months. Make it 12 or less. On the mobile app, it allows you to do up to 24 months to choose. And the system self-populates how much you will save. So here on the screen, they give an example of the pledge. You're going to list your name, your last name. We also encourage to share with family or friends to do the same. Maybe have a gathering and talk about, hey, I made the pledge and this is a tool that I'm going to utilize. Again, remember, we're not using your sensitive information. This tool is to remind you where, hey, I set this goal. Maybe I want to go on vacation, or maybe I want to purchase a different car, or during the holiday, whatever the case may be. It's unlimited. You're in control. So you want to set that goal and make that plan. And you can write it down where it said I'm saving for. You choose that goal and choose the month when you want to have that set where it's available. Say, hey, I accomplished this. I made success. Celebrating success is important. Then you're going to start all over. So utilize this, take the pledge, and make action, move forward. Very important. I utilize it myself. I get these texts I think it's every month, and have some great stories, success stories. Wonderful, really good. So you must have a valid email. The referral source for library use, it will be community event. And if you can also get text messages, and you have an option if you want an email or text message. This is the form if there's no email. We consider if you don't have an email, you can use a paper pledge, maybe talk to your librarian, where you can receive the paper method. This is a secondary method. And it has an English or Spanish option. Again, as I mentioned earlier, how much money, how many months, saving for what, encourage, texting, and make sure that when you fill it in that your phone number is legible and your email, because we want to make sure we get this information to you and utilize this tool. Is very important. We don't want to have to go back. So make sure you fill it out completely where we can have a visual. Resources for the savers, the American Saves. So like I mentioned earlier, monthly emails with tips and advice. You get some great email tips. It's wonderful. I highly recommend. Quarterly emails, news with information and stories for folks that made the pledge, and now they're made some success stories. So they're going to talk about it, and you can see it. Maybe even hear it. It's a video. On website and social media, savings and resources and links. Social media keeps savers engaged. Goal-based texting tips and reminders encourages continued saving. So receive saving tips and reminders straight to your phone from American Save. This is a tool that you can utilize. Very important. If you have any questions, maybe you want to talk to your librarian, and they can probably give you more answers. Or maybe during this session.
All right, thanks so much. Great presentation. We have one comment already. Feel free to put your questions in the chat, and I will pass them on to Vernell. Thanks so much, Vernell, for providing us with some tools and a good overview of what savings is all about. We have one comment so far that I can really understand. Andrew Rodriguez writes, my dog got bit by a coyote and I had to spend $600 at the pet hospital. You always need to have an emergency fund. And boy, is he right. I know how that is.
Oh yeah, I could share myself. One time, you're just at home and you're comfortable, and my pipe busts. That's major. So, what do I do now? But however, I have home insurance, so that saved me. So I only paid $60 to get it done. So we never know what the unexpected is going to be. So you always want to be prepared. You never know what's going to happen.
So that's one part of savings, is being prepared for unexpected circumstances like that. And then you also suggested savings is a bigger picture. It's more like developing a good approach to your money in general so that you can do lots of things through saving and planning, especially. You can take yourself to a better financial place. You can plan for goals. And a lot of it is about planning and good habits, it sounds like.
Yes, it is. It's a mindset as well. Creating a habit. Sometimes we say, I don't have the money. So you have money somewhere. We get money, but how do you use it is very important. So changing that mindset, as I tell family, friends, kids, if you get $5, $10, $20, put half away. And when you create that habit as you earning more money, it's nothing. That habit is just automatic. I'm going to put my money away. So it's a mindset. Very, very important.
And I like the envelope idea so that you have like a concrete idea of how much you're actually spending on different things. You can get a good sense of how much money is actually coming in every month, every week, where it's all going. And then from there, you can take that and build on it and say, I want to go from where I am now to this point and just kind of start working in that direction. Sometimes it doesn't happen overnight, but through good habits and good planning, you can get there.
Most definitely. Yes.
I noticed you had a good automated tool to help you save. This is good for me because I'm not the most disciplined person, and sometimes it's hard for me to picture why I would deprive myself of income that I could be spending right now to save it for the future. It's kind of hard to visualize that sometimes. But sometimes there's good automated tools that help you get in the habit. And you had a good one there, the LA Saves app and the pledge.
Yes.
And I feel like there's a lot of new online tools that can help you develop good habits. Like if you do online banking, sometimes they do you can set up an automatic savings plan and that kind of thing. Here we have a question in the chat.
Okay.
Betty writes, do you have any savings match programs? Do you know of any savings match programs like that?
So I would check with your local nonprofits because there are many saving match programs. Sometimes the bank, because they house the money, they may be aware, but a lot of your local nonprofits have many match programs. For instance, there's one called Individual Development Account where they will match. For instance, you have a goal to start a business and you save up to $1,000. They will probably match that times 3. So it's based on the nonprofit. So those are some of the ones that I am aware of is the individual development account, and you probably can check that online or check with your local nonprofits.
I've heard of a rule for savings called 50-30-20. Is that something you can explain to us?
Sure. So this is another method where you can utilize this. This is a rule that you should spend up to 50% of your after-tax income on needs and obligations that you must have or must not do. So the remaining you want to split up to 20%. So first it's 50% that you want to spend up to 50%, and the 30 will be where the 30 will be you would remain the half should be split between 20 and 30%, and the 30 will be anything else. So again, 20% will be going to the savings and debt, and then the 30% will be on anything else, and you can put that back into a savings. So this is just a rule where you can understand, okay, the 50-30-20. So you can remember the 50-30-20. This is another form. 50% will go on you want to spend up to after your tax when you get paid, and then 20% for savings, and then 30% you would 20% save and 30% you want to uh, you know do what you need to do. That's important.
So as you said earlier, even if you don't have a lot of financial cushion and you're sort of living paycheck to paycheck, it's still possible to create a financial plan and to start saving, at least getting in those good habits. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Sure. So what happens when people have no money and in your savings and you live in paycheck to paycheck? So first of all, you want to just stop spending because now you don't have the money to spend. So stop spending, number one. So remember that. We don't have the money right now. So stop spending. Start doing a budget. That will tell you exactly where you have your hard money is going. So you want to think about when you set that plan and set that budget that I spoke earlier. Create that budget. Now you have a visual and you're writing it down and you see things and you see where the money is going. So some of those things you could decrease and maybe increase more income. Focus on the things that you really need to survive on, your essentials, food, utilities, shelter, transportation. Those are very important. So those will be your main focus. Anything else is secondary. Just want to make sure those are important. So now you're going to make an adjustment until maybe there's more income that can come in. Maybe get a temporary job, start a side hustle, as I mentioned earlier. Live below your means. Stay within your mean and your budget, no matter what. Even if you make more money, we get a lot of money and we start spending. And I could be a living witness on that. You maybe you get your taxes or maybe there's a bonus and we tend to splurge the money. But you have to think about it. This is an opportunity where I earn more money. So you still want to stay within your means. Follow that budget because that excessive money is going to your savings account. And then you see it growing and growing and growing. And now you feel good and you're comfortable. There's less stress. So that's just something to think about. Maybe set up a goal for a big purchase. So if you can't get it right now, how much is it going to cost you? Divided by 12 months or 24 months, 36 months. And say you put that amount away every month and that goal can be accomplished. You just can't say you can't meet that goal. You just have to change the mindset how you're going to do it. And then start emergency fund.
So having that plan is important no matter what your income level. Even people who get a windfall of a whole bunch of money, if they spend it all and don't take care of it wisely, that money is just going to vanish. So it's always important to have that stability, that foundation.
Always, no matter what. Change the mindset. It's just money just slip out so fast. But when you're in a situation, you say, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to do that again. I promise I'm going to save. But you really have to make that commitment. And when you see it, when you write it down, you see where your money going. Look at your statements. Like I look at my statement, I go online. I say, oh my God, I've been at the market 10 times this month. I need to slow down. Our emotions, we get caught up with the holidays. And don't get me wrong, holidays are beautiful. But can you afford it right now? Maybe just keep it simple. Our emotions get caught up. So we want to think about what's best for us and for our future.
We had a good question from the audience, which I think you already answered a little bit. Betty wants to know if there are any good books or resources on side hustles. I want to say there's a whole bunch of new library books about this. So go on lepl.org and look up side hustles. There's a bunch of great new books that just came out about this that list all kinds of good ideas. There's a surprising amount of ideas out there for reducing your expenses and making a little extra money.
Yeah, if you have a special gift, think about something you're good at. Turn that into a business. People have different gifts and we don't think about it. And that can be turned around where you can generate income. But as far as like you mentioned, Daniel, about the books, check the library. I don't have any special books to recommend, but follow what Daniel said. Go to the library and check it out. Special books on side hustles.
Also, earlier when you're talking about decreasing your expenses, I would like to recommend that the library provides all kinds of free, fun resources. We have a streaming music service. We have a streaming movie service. We have ebooks, audiobooks. You can get books through Library to Go right now, and it's all free. So be sure to check out your local library and go to lepl.org and check out all the free resources we have. That's one way to reduce your expenses a little bit because you can get all kinds of free, fun education and entertainment that way. Let me see. Do I have any more questions for you? I think I asked all mine, and great talking with you, and thanks so much. Anyone else from the audience want to chat anything else in there? If not, thanks so much to Vernell Taylor from AEI, and be sure to join us for our programs later in the week. Wednesday, the 24th at noon, there's one on managing debt. And Friday at noon, there is another program about your savings, also presented in Spanish at 12:30. So thanks so much, Vernell. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. And keep up with LA Saves and America Saves Week and your local library.
Thank you.